There are a few things that I find more interesting than artists and what and how they create. Maybe it's because I'm an artist myself and I feel like I can relate to them better. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, I find them fascinating. Over the last few years, I've had the privilege of partnering with Arts South Dakota and the South Dakota Arts Council, and together we've produced a series of short films showcasing artists across our great state, a selection of which I've assembled for this program for you. I learned a lot about myself as a filmmaker. I learned a lot about myself as an artist in general, working with these other artists. I learned a lot about style and a lot about technique and how to see the world through various mediums. I learned that art can be a tool to be understood and it can be used to understand, and it really changed me. Art is not just about consumption. Art is an experience. And once you experience art, nobody can ever take that away from you. The experience I had with these artists will last me forever. And that's the power of art. I would now like to present to you Panorama. I hope you enjoy.
I think songs are different when they come, like, sometimes they are just like a riff or a phrase or something, and maybe I'll put that down thinking I'll come back to it. But when you grab onto an idea or maybe a musical phrase, you just have that feeling that yes, this is, I'm gonna put this together, like it's going to work. And when those phrases come together and you can play them through from start to finish, like that is the moment that you're always waiting for, when you like it.
I dreamed of my garden and children to come.
I think performing is definitely so dependent on an audience, whether it's one person or a couple of hundred people. Like it's, so much of what happens on stage is a result of the energy that you get from an audience, or what you're trying to bring to them. I think the part of what I do that's for myself is songwriting. Like that's something that's, it is a great way to like figure out what's going on internally, and I think that process of creating is just for me, and I think I would do that whether I had an audience or not. Even if I tried not to do it, I think it would just happen. Like, I think I would write songs no matter what.
I cried silently, later I felt so alone.
The story of the hoop dance is different for each and every tribe. But for the Lakota people, it's said to go as far back as our creation story. But when we came to this world, one of the first things that we saw in nature itself was a balance between Ate Makpia, Father Sky, and Mother Earth, Unshimcha. And we put our finger to the horizon line, and we actually followed it with our finger, and it made a hoop around us that follows us wherever we go. The balance is between that earth and that sky. It's said that those are the mother and the father to humankind. When the earth and the sky takes care of us as a people, we must return that favor and take care of it, because it shows that balance. It shows that level of respect that we have for one another. And it all goes back to that first hoop, that first balance. I first started hoop dancing before I could walk. My parents would take me out into the powwow arenas, and I'd be dancing with my first hoop and my baby walker. And it was almost like I was born to hoop dance. I've traveled with my dad all over the world, sharing the hoop dance and its teachings. I live every day by those teachings. It's a storytelling dance. And each hoop dancer that displays the hoop dance is telling their own individual story. It also sends a message from oneself to all of creation. And hoop dancing is a very important part of myself, and that's why I like to express it, because I feel like I have a story that's worth telling. I think as long as there's a drum beat, then there's a reason to dance.
Some people thought we were crazy. Why would you want to paint the grain elevator? There isn't a day that goes by that somebody doesn't stop and say, wow, look at that. I'm Jody Moritz, and I am president of the Falk County Historical Society and the Faulkton Area Arts Council. You know, we have this history of art in our community because the first mural was in our courthouse, the courtroom murals that our county commissioners paid a local artist in 1905. So I think we have this basis of art in our community. One big project after the other is what it seems like. One opportunity comes along, just like the new library mural. They're moving to the new building, and we said, oh, you know, wouldn't that look nice to have a really nice mural there? We have the courthouse murals. We have the community mural inside the carousel cover. We have a Quilter's Corner mural. We had the Last Wild Buffalo Hunt mural. And then we have the elevator mural. The idea came and the Arts Council said, yeah, sure, it's a good idea, but we need help. The community all got behind it. The mayor got behind it, and the city council, and the development board, just watching to see what was going to happen. One of the things that the mayor said when his children were watching this mural be painted, they'll never remember that it wasn't just a grain elevator, that it wasn't a mural. And now it's a piece of art, and that's the way the kids are always going to remember it.
My name is Andrew Keitlinger, and I am a filmmaker. What I love about South Dakota are the horizons. I love that you can stand in the middle of nowhere and 360 around you, there's nothing else but you. very nourishing for an artist, because at once it's isolating, which causes you to think inwardly, and at the same time it's expansive, and it causes you to be more innovative. Filmmaking can be an infernal process. Once you find it, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Once you get into it, if inside it feels right, then it's right. As long as you're being true to yourself as the artist, they're gonna see the truth on screen. I feel like I would have no purpose if I didn't have an audience. I feel like I would just be making things self-indulgently, and I wouldn't be able to move anybody. I feel like that's why art has sustained itself throughout the vast gulf of human experience. There's something communal about it, something that is elemental to the human experience, that we share things, and art is something that's meant to be shared. In South Dakota, we have a gift that has been given to us, and that gift is the landscape itself. I think it nourishes and it fuels, and it's something that a lot of people don't get. And that's why I'm here.
My name is Craig Howe, and I'm the director of the Center for American Indian Research and Native Studies. The mission of Cairns is to raise awareness of issues that are important to American Indians and Indian tribes. With the Dockaway, the massacre, we didn't want to start and end with killing. What preceded the massacre, and then what's happened since that day of the massacre, December 29th, 1890.
A chasm exists for Lakotas between Christmas and New Year, between Christian and savage, between red and white, burned into our hearts, our minds, our memories, even if we weren't there. December 29th, 1890. Wounded Knee Creek, the earth stained red with the blood of our people. If you listen, you can hear the terrified cries of innocent babies, moccasin and boot alike, running, the staccato pop and crack of firearms, muffled thud of bodies falling to the ground, souls torn from bodies, only to be bound to earth, trapped in a memory as bitter as the December winds, forever burned into the collective unconscious of every Lakota since that day. Please celebrate your holidays, ring in your new year, but send a prayer, a song, a whisper for mothers, sisters, babies, brothers, and husbands lost. Heinous, tragic, everlasting.
hear music that inspires us, that challenges us. As an individual, it's similar to contemplation in the sense that we have room to imagine. We can think about higher things, things that are more important. It creates a space in which we can contemplate things beyond ourselves. A better life, a better world. And then, of course, that reverberates across a concert hall, across our cities, our communities, our society, in the sense that we experience art, we experience music as a community. When we come out of the concert hall afterwards, having experienced a piece of Mahler or Beethoven that is so powerful and so inspiring, we want to be the best version of ourselves. The angels of our better nature are empowered by our connection with great art, with great music. What art can do, what this music does, is gives us a focus where we can go deep within ourselves. It engenders compassion within us. It enables us to feel things that other people feel and experience things from other places and other cultures, and to imagine ourselves in our brother's shoes walking in another way, and therefore we're able to make a connection that wouldn't be made otherwise. The reason that you would devote yourself to a life's worth of art is because it makes us better people.
I think it's that there's no way around it. There's no escaping it. I don't know how to not make art. And I think that's true of most artists, actually. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think it's true. I remember making art that no one cared about, and I just made it. And then I remember at one point, actually after I met her, and these very dark, very black and white, somber paintings turned to color. And you get to a crisis where you wonder if you're lost and you're just making these things for no reason, I suppose. I mean, I've been there. But I think I was wrong.
And we do inform each other, I think, the way we look at our surroundings. I mean, quite often he's standing up and looking up and around, and I'm crawling through some brush, on my hands and knees, but it fits together. Where we live informs our art.
I paint things, very often don't know what I'm going to paint when I start. I just start moving paint around. And very often, all of a sudden, I realize what I'm painting and why that place matters. It is about deciding what matters. My painting, her drawing, her printmaking, it's all about deciding what matters and why. And that's why we can't not do it. There's no choice.
I've never formally studied music, but just playing this red cedar flute and the traditional songs and the traditional instrument, people have experiences, they have reactions to it. They're drawn to it. Some people have even spiritual reactions to the song. And this is the journey I've had with this flute and its music.
For me, art can do one of two things. The first thing that it can do is it can ask me a question. It gives me something to mull over, to internalize. And sometimes that's for a handful of moments, and other times I've thought about it for years. The second thing that great art can do is that it can give me answers. Answers to questions I didn't even know I had. Things I was already mulling over, internalizing. Very rarely, though, does a piece of art give me both at the same time. And for me, that's one of the beautiful and mysterious things about art, is, this painting can ask me a question, and this piece of music can give me an answer. I think the most important thing is to seek art constantly, every single day. Look at a painting, read a poem, listen to a song. What's it asking you? What's it telling you? You might be surprised. My name is Dalton Coffey, and I would like to thank you for watching.